I can get 1 out of 12 correct. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am alcoholic. Today, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I could not be any more grateful. As you see, I'm not in my shed this morning. I'm actually in my truck. It's a little bit more personal. I kind of like it, not going to lie. It's kind of more quiet. I had to, my wife is undergoing surgery today, so I'm here at the hospital. Brought her here to the hospital. So please, if you wouldn't mind, keep my wife in your prayers today. Surgery should be okay, but we never know. You never know what to expect when it comes to surgery, but she should be fine. But do please keep her in your prayers for sure. On the way up here, I was thinking about a meeting I was in, and it was brought up the decision. And on page 24 of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, we have lost the choice in drink or drugs, right? We've gotten to the point where we have to have it. And I remember for me personally, there were days I would wake up and my first thought was I have to forget my drink before my kids, before my wife, before my job, before anything and everything. I had to have that drink just to function. And that's what Bill means whenever he's writing on page 24. We've just lost the choice of drink. We've lost, we can't decide. It's now a must. Matter of fact, in Bill's story, he even writes about how alcohol ceased to be a luxury. And when we get to that point, it becomes a requirement that we have no choice. And for me, whenever I came into the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, started work, got a sponsor, started working through the steps, I slowly grew to understand the disease of addiction. And I started growing to understand how I responded to that over the course of my life. And, while there are 12 steps in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, 100%, I have pretty good odds. And I say that because out of all the steps, I only have to make one decision correctly. And that's the first step. I have to get that one correct. I'm going to screw up all the other steps. I know because I have. I'm going to continue to screw them up periodically here and there. I will get better at them as time goes by. But the only decision I have to make today, perfectly, I have to get right, is that decision to not pick up that first drink. When I look back at my past and I see all the bad decisions that I made, chances are they were usually involved where I was picking up a drink. I was drinking. And whenever we start drinking or drugging, we don't make the best decisions at all. Matter of fact, I was talking with an individual that had relapsed last night. They called me and I was talking to them and they had already made that choice. They had, and my first question was, why didn't you call me before you picked up? Why didn't you call me before you took that drink? But that's what we try to do. We try to help and support and encourage people. But at the end of the day, it came down to that person making the choice. I want to ask you, what decision do you want to make for the rest of your life? Because the decisions you make today are going to affect you for the rest of your lives. I know, while I agree, we take one day at a time. I make a decision today to not pick up that first drink. And by that decision that I make today, at the end of my day, well, that's another day I have to add to the rest of my life. And I'm thankful today that that's the only decision out of all the millions and millions of decisions I have to make throughout my day, between work, between my family, between my job, between this, that, and the other. I'm going to screw up making those decisions, but I have to be cognizant and accept the fact that the only decision I have to get right today is that first decision to not, or that decision to not pick up that first drink. I do that, things go work out in the end. And I like to say I'm terrible at gambling. I am the world's worst. You do not want to take me to Vegas or anywhere like that. Because, man, you'll lose money. I promise you. I'm the world's worst at gambling. But for me, out of the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, out of all the decisions that I have to get right, or that I think I have to get right, all the decisions I have to make throughout my day, I can get 1 out of 12 steps correct each and every day. So I've been blessed by the grace of God. I've been able to do that for the last 4 years. But I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about today, making that decision today. I now have a choice. That's the only choice I have to focus on, is not picking up that first drink and not picking up that first drug. With that being said, I'm out of time, guys. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I cannot be any more appreciative. We'll be talking again soon. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.